I call it the four-body problem.
Is that a Budweiser hat? Like, wasn't it? It was a year ago, right? He was shooting some Bud Light cans.
This is a cool hat.
Kid Rock is so drunk in this interview that he doesn't even know what hat he's wearing, but also he makes an I think you should leave reference.
This is a cool hat.
We got bigger targets. I don't want to hurt people's jobs and stuff like that when they don't have any dog in the fight, but there's a whole lot more companies we should be going after.
I'm a textbook study in cognitive dissonance.
This is such a nothing interview. Let's get someone on the ship who's actually asking questions. Gleep! Fire up the alienator. Let's get Don Lemon on this ship.
Whoa, accidentally hit the New Jersey earthquake button. Beaming now. Huh. Usually the alienator's not so literal.
These are just a handful of...
Oh, no. I know that guy.
You know that guy?
Don, I would love to know at what point in this interview were you like, yep, this is getting canceled. I have pushed him too far.
Oh my gosh. That is the weird thing for me is, look, if I wanted to do a gotcha interview, I know how to do a gotcha interview, right? This was softballs. Hey, you said this.
And he couldn't take it.
He crumpled like origami paper. He was so fragile.
I got to give it to that animation with my name on it. That lasted longer than my contract, but eventually that went away as well. It's a little distracting.
Look into the swirling circles. Elon is not saying anything problematic.
Isn't that amazing how one can make fun of themselves when you don't take yourself too seriously?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally foreign concept.
From your own content policy, these posts should have been deleted, so why are they still there?
Which part of our content policy says that we should delete?
Your content policy talks about hate speech.
Yes, we don't promote hate speech.
He hasn't read the content policy.
So you don't consider that hate speech?
You can sign up right now and do 100 things that are hateful. But if nobody reads it, it doesn't matter.
If a tree falls in a forest and the forest is full of a bunch of racists, the tree's gonna get heard.
It doesn't matter. So you don't think
Whoever did the push on that camera.
I know. This is really unfair.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
His argument that no one sees it, though, like, no. It came up in my feed because people were like, this is up. Why is it still on Twitter?
Exactly.
I hate to be the skunk at the garden party, but he said to me is, we suppress it. I don't know, I should have. This is me being not as good a journalist as I could have been in that moment is, well, if you're suppressing that, what else can you suppress?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or it only takes one person to see it, as I said just before, these shooters in their manifestos, or they will tell police investigators in person, I was radicalized by social media.
Yep.
What's your responsibility in that? I don't have a responsibility. Okay, that's how you feel? That's surprising to me. Well, that's how you feel. Let's move on. Next clip, please.
Yes.
We don't agree on this.
Yes, you want censorship and I don't.
No, I don't want censorship at
Yes,
all.
you do.
No, I want responsibility.
You desperately want censorship.
So dumb.
No, if I want a
You
censorship...
want censorship so bad you can taste it.
No, that's not true.
Can you taste censorship?
That's so insane.
If he had just said, come on, Don, I'm just joking. I get it,
And actually, to make you feel comfortable on our spaceship, we got you some black bars, we got you some pixelation, we got you all the censorship you love.
Is this a censorship?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to name my boat that.
You call advertisers that left X.com. You said they were oppressors. You said if they kill the company, it's them. But doesn't the buck stop with you?
Nothing stops with me, Don. I have no responsibility.
Don, I have to say, choose your question carefully. There's 5 minutes left.
You've got 5 minutes till I self-destruct if you don't choose carefully.
It's like the Saw movie. You have 5 minutes until the lav mic unleashes a poisonous shock into your system. Good luck finding the key. It's buried in one of my Teslas.
That's kind of true.
You're the head of the company. The buck doesn't stop with you?
Okay, can I ask you guys something? Was that a hard... Oh, sorry.
No, good.
Was that a hard question?
No, it's so easy. All you have to do is say, yes, I take responsibility for the things that happen at my company.
There were moments in this where he was very charming. I have friends who are really progressive far left, and they're like, hey, he was kind of winning me over until he got so defensive. Thank you for having me relive that. I appreciate it.
Sure. I mean, there's plenty more to come.
Oh, my God. No, oh, my gosh.
Why do you believe the trans rights movement is a woke mind virus? What do you mean by woke mind virus?
Possibly incredibly popular inclusive ideas?
His brain is searching for the file.
Woke mind viruses.
That pause is so good. Oh my God. This is supposed to be one of the smartest men in the world, and he's like buffering for 6 seconds.
No. Richest.
Important distinction.
Yeah.
The woke mind virus is fundamentally racist, fundamentally sexist, and fundamentally evil.
It's also not a real thing.
It's also fake. I made it up. This isn't an interview for the journal Science.
Don, you're doing a good job taking that in with a straight face.
Okay. All right. How do I...
Do you guys have any ibuprofen anywhere? I have a headache.
Don't have ibuprofen, but I do have clips from the Trump rally this week.
Who's the only person who can continue to allow us to buy.
I mean, look how diverse I mean, you got people in red, and you got people in black.
Donald John Trump. One more quick thing.
COVID is a hoax.
Oh my gosh.
This guy's like the personification of the Mucinex phlegm wad guy.
Is this guy an assassin sent in to take out Trump with an upper respiratory disease?
And what the hell was Biden thinking when he declared Easter Sunday to be Trans Visibility Day?
2 thumbs down for scheduling conflicts.
November 5th is going to be called something else. You know what it's going to be called?
Whoa.
Christian Visibility Day, when Christians turn out in numbers.
Let's light our crosses on fire so they're more visible to our enemies.
Did you read the actual thing? It just said, hey,
Yeah.
all people are created equal.
Exactly.
Presidents for years, they put out proclamations every day, and like they're so boring. Trump did the same thing.
Also, they're going to freak out when they learn that next year Easter is on 4/20. Biden is going to be rolling blunts on the lawn.
Biden's going to be high.
Does everyone else see those 2 huge Easter bunnies next to me? The Easter egg roll at the White House is already an acid trip.
You want to be high with the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Because Easter Bunny can be a little scary.
Meantime, you have the fallout over the transvestite recognition day, so-called.
Is it so cold?
On Easter. What do you make of it? Transgender, rather.
What? Yeah, transgender. I'm sorry.
Transistor.
Transistor radio. I mean, transcontinental. It is funny how in the span of 5 seconds they managed to go like, ding, like they got there, you know. So let's give them that.
The funny thing is that I know Brett Baer. I like him. I mean, I think that was just an honest mistake, but it is funny. I mean, I've been in that situation where you're like, wait, what just came out of my mouth?
March 31st is the Transgender Day of Visibility. Fine.
Since 2009,
Great.
actually.
But this one time, could you not move it to April 1st, April Fool's Day? It's more appropriate for April 1st anyway.
Good strategy. Ask them and then immediately insult them.
You know, he's allegedly a practicing Catholic. I don't know his faith. I don't question that.
But I'm questioning it right now by calling it allegedly.
He just slapped Christians in the face.
He just doinked Jesus.
But, you know, we take it. Here we are, we take it.
Turn the other cheek and then whine about it on national TV.
20 million decided not to vote last time. We put this guy in. We need to take him out this time.
Ooh, correction. Okay. Corrected.
And you mean voting-wise, because otherwise the left is going to go apoplectic. It says, said, take him out. You know what that means?
As soon as he said it, that is my anchor going,
Yeah, I'm talking about at the polls. He needs to be taken out at the polls.
And you don't mean assassination, obviously, because then we'll have another lawsuit.
That's right, Eric. I'm talking red laser dot on his forehead at the polls. That's what we're doing.
No.
Don, could you reenact what the control room is doing in that moment?
He means the election. You mean the election, don't you? He means the election. He means the election. And you're like, okay, I heard.
In the election.
Take the shot. In the election.
By the way, I know Eric Bowling, too.
Oh, God.
I'm going to know all of these people.
If National Pork Day fell on the same day as Ramadan...
Ramadan is not just one day.
Would Joe Biden issue a statement celebrating National Pork Day?
Don Jr. didn't used to sound like, where did that come from?
Yeah, this guy doesn't even have a voice for radio. The audio and the visual are very repulsive.
I got to hand it to him, though. The hair is never out of place.
I don't know, there's one little one right there.
He has the Lego hair that you can just like take off and put on someone else's head.
International Asexuality Day. That's basically like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all wrapped up into one special, radical, insane Democrat holiday.
Sounds awesome.
Just one giant blowout holiday, and then we're good for the rest of the year.
Special.
My father tells me I'm the most special boy.
I think the trans thing is over.
The trans thing is over. Why is he talking about it?
Why do you devote the next 90 hours of Fox News coverage to this?
If they didn't devote so much attention to it, the day wouldn't have gotten that much
totally.
attention.
It's almost like they want to churn up some kind of, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, we're on to something.
We have accommodated the trans for quite some time.
Who's the we in that sentence?
I let them use my streaming logins.
They're demanding more visibility, Greg.
Can they just be invisible on their day of visibility? I mean, is that too much to ask?
And the transgender community purposely chooses the day of Jesus' death or his resurrection, whatever Easter weekend.
Whatever that is.
Easter's so important to me. He dies, he comes back, he dies again or something.
They chose that day on purpose.
They didn't sit down in 2009 and say, like, in 14 years, this is going to be insane. It's going to fall on Easter.
That would be insane if it was the long game.
They're so devious.
But speaking of people I know, what you're not seeing right now is Harold Ford Jr. off to the side going, oh my God.
Yeah, just shaking in his chair.
If you're going to commemorate godlessness, at
Egg
least
on
have
his
some respect.
face.
I love this image, actually.
Credit where it's due.
Clever.
The hands. Mwah.
The egg is actually an IVF embryo.
Which is a person. It's offensive. Person on his face.
These poor children, I feel so bad for them.
By the way,
And
I
they
know
can't
these
even
two
get
people
it, you know.
too.
Oh my God. This is a fun list of like problematic people Don Lemon knows.
You're like walking me through memory lane.
We're sorry.
Don Lemon, this is your life.
I split margaritas with Laura Ingraham in 2002. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm just going to say it. I think it's demonic. And maybe it's not cool to say that on TV, but that to me is demonic.
I was waiting for Linda Blair to pop out and
We don't have the 10 commandments in the schools anymore. And so these kids don't have a fear of God.
Kids need more fear in their lives. Students need to think of God as an active shooter. He can smite them at any time.
I'm wondering though, I can't figure it out. I'm wondering if this guy is a Christian and which country he's from.
All right, Don, I think we're done here.
Oh, that's it? Can you land back on Earth, please, so I can go back to my family?
Don, is that the question you want to be asking?
You can go home to your family because we're canceling your contract. Get off our censorship. Seriously, though, thank you, Don.
Somebody's sending us a message. The communist states are getting earthquakes. I think that's what look at California.
Hiya, thanks for tuning in. If you like the show, help us keep this spaceship going. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or drop a comment. We read them all. If you really like the show, subscribe to our Patreon where we share bonus content that didn't make it on this episode. Okay, gotta go. Thank you. Bye.